What do you think is the most difficult part of breaking up and dealing with heartbreak?
Moving on. It's been 2 months or so. So I'm just trying to talk to her. I'm just trying to understand what happened.
कभी आपका फ्रैक्चर हुआ है? मेरा हुआ यार, और वो भी 2 बार. And boss, it's super difficult to deal with. पर पता है उससे भी ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट मुझे क्या लगता है? ब्रेकअप्स. बिकॉज एटलीस्ट फ्रैक्चर में आपके पास प्लास्टर ऑफ पेरिस तो होता है टू प्रोटेक्ट योर फ्रैक्चर लिम्ब. एंड इन ब्रेकअप्स देयर इज एब्सोल्युटली नो प्रोटेक्शन. थोड़ा ज्यादा मेडिकल ज्ञान हो गया ना? Well, I couldn't help it because this time we've got you a love doctor. Avani Parekh is somebody who started the Love Doctor, which was basically a platform to get answers to all your questions about relationships. She's currently in Singapore and I had a chat with her where I took with her all the questions that you had sent my way. So, what are we waiting for? Let's start episode 2 of how I dealt with it. And this is something that I have called Pain Purohit.
I wanted to start with asking you, since you were handling a lot of these questions from people who are struggling from breakups, what are the kind of questions that you think people are most struggling with?
I mean, I think the bulk of it was, do they remember me? Have they, basically anguish over feeling forgotten. The second was, how do I get over them, right? What do I do to make the pain stop? I think that the third part of it is because we're so conditioned culturally, and there's a lot of bad messaging about, love only happening once in life, right? We know Shahruk's favorite dialogue. That I think people really feel like they won't be able to move on and they won't be able to find love again.
What terrifies you about breakup?
I think it breaks you from inside. I've seen people losing their confidence.
Sad part of a breakup is that it comes with it a lot of anxiety, and just like we were just speaking, people are unsure whether they're remembered, they tie it a lot with their self-esteem. So what do you think? How much should we connect our self-esteem with the breakup?
Well, connecting your self-esteem to another person is dangerous in and of itself, right? Completely defining your self-worth by how much somebody else loves you or what somebody else thinks about you is incredibly dangerous, because it means it's not self-esteem anymore. Your esteem belongs to somebody else, and is completely in control of somebody else and their actions and their feelings and their thoughts and their words.
I absolutely agree with what Avani is saying about self-esteem, and thinking that our self-esteem is dependent on how another person treats us is a very dangerous idea, and उसको नहीं करना चाहिए. आपकी self-esteem आपकी है ना, तो अपने पास ही रखो ना, दूसरों को क्यों उधार में दे रहे हो? You need to pull yourself together. You need to tell yourself that, you know what, I am amazing. Whether or not this person is in my life or whether or not I'm dating somebody, doesn't matter. I am amazing and I'm worthy, and I will get all the good things in the world because I am a good person.
Breakup is something, it is like an emotional movement which happens to a person, and I believe that this emotional movement is important in a person's life because it pushes you in a direction of growth and evolution, and a person evolves after that. And my experience has been I have been through this evolution 3 times, and after every evolution I've seen myself in a different skin and a much confident girl, which I always wanted to be.
Do you want to disclose your name?
Yeah, sure. It's Kaustubh.
So what do you do, Kaustubh?
I'm actually a student right now. I'm pursuing my postgrad.
So, Kaustubh, have you ever had a breakup?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
Did you take it well?
I'm still going through it, so I really can't say. I have thought about it quite a lot. When you give it logic, you tend to get some answers, but sooner or later, they just fade away.
This one is, what do I do if I can't stop thinking about my ex?
I would ask this question is, what's the unfinished business there, right? I think that one of the things that really gets us down and trips us up in a breakup is that sometimes we haven't said all the things that we need to say, or we haven't expressed all of the things that we want to express. In this situation, the one thing I would recommend is write your ex a letter and tell them everything that you want to say to them, and then burn the letter. As with anything that sort of sticks in your mind, don't resist the thought. Like, don't try to make yourself stop thinking about that person. Instead, allow the thought of the person to come up, and then ask the image, like ask the thought, what are you here to teach me? What are you here to tell me? And how can I be better from this? How can I grow from this? And then send the image of your ex away with love and gratitude. Send them love, and then send yourself double the amount of love.
When is the pain going to go away?
It might never go away. But pain is an interesting thing. There are so many beautiful things that come from pain too, right? Learnings, lessons, understandings, depth, compassion, empathy. And so what are the beautiful things about the pain that you can recognize and that you can start to recognize? You may always think of somebody, and it might always hurt a little, but I think that the sting gets lesser and lesser, but a loss is a loss.
I was completely emotionally invested in this relationship with that person, and I just completely shut my other chapters of my life down, which is wrong. Instead, I should have evolved with that person, but in the end, the other person, when he's fighting with the ego, he ends up putting all the blames on you. That's not correct, and it has been very painful. It was painful for me, but I find myself as a strong warrior after that, and I literally bless that person deep from my heart. That thank you, you gave me an opportunity to evolve.
So, it's a funny question, but a lot of people think that, why do they suck so much?
Why do breakups suck so much?
Why do exes suck so much?
Oh, why do exes suck so much? Oh, okay. Well, this should be a separate podcast. If there are women asking this question, then I have a lot of things to say about, particularly about heterosexual relationships and men, particularly Indian men. And I love them and hate them at the same time. I think that exes suck so much just because they know how to hurt us, and they know what it takes to love us as well, right? What sucks about that person is that they know what it takes to love us, but they're unwilling to give it to us. And that knowledge is really fucking painful. It's like, I've told you, I've shared with you what I need, and the fact that that person is unwilling or unable to give it to us, or we're unwilling to give it to them, is really hard. That's just really hard to take, because they live rent free in our heads, right? They get valuable real estate in our lives, and we don't even want them there.
There's this idea that you can be friends with the ex. So, do you think people can be friends with their exes or not?
So I do, but I am not a fan of that happening immediately. I think that you can be a friend with your ex once you have done the work on yourself to move through the breakup. If you are keeping that person around immediately after the breakup, or you try to be friends immediately after the breakup, if your feelings are still there, it's not a really good way to try to get over somebody. We have this tendency as human beings to put people into boxes, right? So I meet somebody, I'm attracted to them. Okay, automatically there's somebody that I would date or marry or fall in love with or whatever. We meet somebody and we feel good about them, but we're not necessarily attracted to them. Friend. So there's a whole spectrum of things in between those two things, and beyond those two things. And I think that we sometimes try to fit somebody in a box, and that's not the right box for them. So, who's to say that they can't be in another role in our lives if we can get over the pain of initially putting them in the wrong place.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed episode 2 of our podcast series. I hope that our answers helped some of you. We'll be back with more. You can always write to us and we will include your questions in the podcast. Until then, be good, and it's a sayonara from my side.